Hello there, I'm Adam Paul Morgan, and thank you for clicking on to what is a wee discussion of the critics versus the moviegoers for the film Batman versus Superman, The Dawn of Justice. I haven't seen this film for a number of reasons, but there was a big reason I haven't seen this film, which I'll get to on at the end, is why have the critics slated a film that, let's say, 80% of the cinema goers that I've spoken to, read on social networks, etc., have said how good the film is. This is a weird one because critics are obviously, they watch a lot of films, blah blah blah, they write about it, but people who have seen the film said how really good it was. So where do we lie our trust for? Now, I've got the advantage, I've not seen the film, but I've watched a lot of critics and I've read a lot of what critics have said about Batman versus Superman, but I've also heard what the people have said. So where does this, is it a good film? Just from word of mouth. Critics are telling me no, general people are saying yes it is. But where do the critics and the moviegoer meet in the middle? It's a funny one. Really is a funny one, and I don't really know myself where to sort of put it in. One thing that a lot of people have said about the Batman vs Superman film that is actually good, that everyone, including myself, has said was going to be rubbish, and that was Ben Affleck. That's the Batfleck, or whatever it's called, whatever the nickname is. Apparently he's done a really good job of what he was going to be, and I thought he was going to be the grumpier, the older Bruce Wayne. So he's done a good job there, even though we've all slated it. But if you look at films of the past, when Daniel Craig was announced that he was going to be the next James Bond, everyone slated him. David Tennant as the Doctor, everyone slated him, but he was, you know, he's like the second best now. Well, for the younger generation, he's first best. But if you look at old school, Tom Baker's obviously number one, and so on and so forth. But if you look at the original Batman, the original Batman film, I should say, not the Adam West one, when Michael Keaton was first cast as Batman and Bruce Wayne, everyone slated the film then, saying, why have you got this guy? So you've really got to give these things a chance. Obviously there's been bad casting choices throughout film history, but going back to critics versus the general public, films that critics have said was a really, really good film, majority, I've watched them, and the majority of people who I know have watched these films and told them how terrible it was. Gravity is a classic example. I didn't think much of the film. Okay, special effects and whatnot, good, etc., etc., but a really good film. But a film that critics have liked, that I've liked, that majority of the people don't like, Birdman. I really enjoyed that film. I thought it was a very well crafted piece of film put together, and on the cinemas I thought it was really good, well acted, well directed, and everything else that goes in it. But a lot of people I know who have watched the film said they didn't enjoy it, and they thought it was terrible. So is this a case of personal choice, or is it critics just being very stubborn and stuck up their own backside about a particular film that people are saying is good? Now, I've got the advantage that I haven't seen this film, so I will make my own assumption of it in weeks to come when I do eventually see it. Now, the big reason I haven't seen it yet, because here in the UK, it's the school Easter holiday, so all the school kids are off for 2 weeks. Now, anyone who has ever seen a film during, like, one of these summer blockbusters during school holidays, if you enjoy cinema, and I don't enjoy popcorn, and I don't like listening to people eating popcorn during cinema showings, call me an old fuddy-duddy at the age of 30, I dare you. But I'm waiting, the reason I've not seen Batman vs Superman yet is I'm waiting for all the school kids to go back, and I'll probably go and see it on one of my days off when all the hype's died down a bit, and I can make my own assumption then. But I said that about Deadpool a few weeks ago, and I still haven't got round to watching it yet. So is there a balance between what the critics say and what the people say? It's a weird one. The original Big Fat Greek Wedding, word of mouth. Shawshank Redemption, word of mouth. Critics generally sort of slated it, but through word of mouth these films got very popular. So just through word of mouth, Has this film become bigger than what it was supposed to be, or is it actually a good film? It's just the critics are just being critical about the film in a bad way for whatever reason. I don't know. I'll find out when I go and see it. But what do you think about what the critics have said and what you've seen? I have done another video on the subject. Please check it out. I've got the thumbnail with the t-shirts up there like that. But please check it out. I'm Adam Paul Morgan. And ta-ra a bit. Have a good one.